did max youth rating for every single nation on Football Manager with 200 out of 200 for generated players. I loved it, and you guys seem to love it. And I said in the video, we're going to do minimum youth rating with 1 out of 200 for generated players. So here it is. And this time we've got some different leagues involved. We do still have a couple the same. We do still have Mexico and Austria, mainly because we want the big man Ralph to potentially do something. We've got Belgium, Brazil, China, and Scotland, who are also in and amongst it in today's experiment. And if we go and have a look at, say, Austria, edition details, the generated players has got 1 youth rating. We go to Brazil, who also have 1 youth rating. I could go on and on, but needless to say, every nation has 1 youth rating. That's all there is to say. Let's jump forward, as we did last time, 15 years, see how the lay of the land looks, and see who is on top in the international arena. Well, last time we were here, we had a lot of players who were in the 190s, 180s, and I don't even think we ventured down to the 170s. Well, as you can see here, I know we're only 15 years in, so we do have a couple of real players at the top of the leaderboard. 3 of the top 4, to be fair. Endrick, Lamine Yamal, and Warren Zaire-Emery are the best players in the world. Angelo Assunção is a 179 current and potential ability player for Portugal, who, if we look, I've still got the 1 youth rating. But it's very interesting to see that how bad some of these players are. I mean, not bad in the 170s is not bad, is it? But we had players in the 180s and 90s, and we have none this time in just 15 short years. So I'm thinking that every time we jump in, if we have any players over 180, it's probably going to be just the 1, maybe 2 in a generation. We're probably going to get no 190s, and we're going to get loads of 170s, which is what we do have here. But as you can see, Ben Doak, he's a real person. Gavi is also a real player. It's very difficult to see who is doing the best. I mean, it looks like Argentina have got a little bit of something going on. Liverpool have obviously got Ben Doak, who's Scottish. We have got Scotland loaded. We've got Mario Sergio, who's also at Liverpool. For Brazil have a couple of the best players in the world, as we can see. They're currently ranked 5th in the world ranking, and the world rankings are as follows: England, Spain, France, Italy, Brazil, Argentina, Portugal, Senegal, Netherlands, and United States making up the top 10. So Senegal in the top 10. I'm not sure where they were at the start. They weren't bloody top 10. Say that for free. As I got the idea, Belgium in 20th, Austria 17th. I wonder how much impact it will have going forward with the leagues loaded. It helped last time. Will it hinder because of the low youth generated players? Time will tell. Time will tell. The World Cup winners so far have been Spain, Argentina, and England. Now, Spain beat Colombia in 2026. Rogue shout. Colombia getting there. Not too bad, the Colombian team, but not the best. I mean, it's not the team that got to the final anyway, is it? Because, of course, we've got 2038. This is 2026. But the first few years, I mean, that's almost a real live team. Denmark in the final against Argentina in 2030. And then Ireland in the final, 2034, with Austria 3rd place. Now, it's one of those things that I think all 3 of those runner-ups are a little bit rogue. None of the winners are, but the runner-ups are. And the Euros, we've got England beating Switzerland. Again, a rogue runner-up. France beating Spain, Netherlands beating France, and Italy beating Portugal. So, just a few runner-ups that have just been a little bit out of the ordinary, shall we say. Patrick Vieira is in charge of England. Henning Berg's been there. Sean Dyche, the gravelly voice of Sean Dyche. And Ralph Hasenhüttl is the manager of Bonnie Scotland. He's been the manager of Sweden for 4 years, and he left to go to become the manager of Scotland, where he's been relegated from the European International League twice. Not looking great, Ralph, is it? Not looking great at all. And they've got one of the best goalkeepers in world football, and they're not even playing him. I give up. There's not much going to be happening in terms of domestically, because I've not got a lot of these leagues loaded, so the Champions League is much of a muchness. Over in the Copa America, we've had USA beating Brazil in 2024. That's insane. That's no regens whatsoever, is it? That's mental. Uruguay then beat Brazil in 2028. Could happen. Then Argentina have beaten USA with Brazil 3rd place 2 tournaments in a row. Baffling. In the Copa Libertadores, I'm looking. Why is there no winners from 2025? There's been no tournament for 13 years. What the bloody hell's going on? Look, there's loads of fixtures. There's loads of fixtures here. No, there's not. Nothing. Why? Well, that's absolutely baffled me. Answers in the comments. What the hell's gone on here? Someone literally said you should check in on the Copa Libertadores. Well, there you go then. I have done. You're welcome. Now, tell me what the bloody hell's happened. Someone will come back at some point. Right, so 15 years in. What have we learned? Not a lot yet. Not loads of great regens, but we will. Things will be learned. Let's go for another 15. 2053. Okay, so we are back in 2053, and as you can see, we have 4 players who have exceeded the 180 current and potential ability marker. We've got Juan Sanabria for PSG, the Venezuelan, who moved for £41 million from Porto. We've got Diego Rolim for Atletico Madrid. He's wanted by Man City and Barcelona. He was signed for £112 million 5 years ago. Over 5 years ago. He would have been 20 years old. He's a player. He is a player. Don't get it twisted. He's very, very good at 181. And good players are hard to come by and few and far between. So it doesn't surprise me that people are paying over the odds. You've got Jan Appel for £137 million from FC Utrecht. He's a legendary attacking midfielder. He's outspoken, volatile, and confrontational. Now, I hope that's not going to rub off on his teammates, but you know what they say? A bad apple spoils the bunch. Is that what they say? Do you get a bunch of apples? You don't get a bunch of apples, do you? Do you? Well, this has gone on a tangent. I tried to make a joke, and I think I've made myself just look really stupid. So there we go. Hopefully you're laughing either way. Oh, dearie me. And of course, yes, we looked how quick. Did we look at Dylan Scobby? 40 goals in 112 caps for Scotland. Oh, we didn't look at him, but he's also outspoken, volatile, and confrontational. But he's a perfectionist. Oh, 20 professionalism. Yes, please. Go on, Dylan. Johannes Blom for Man City, Netherlands. Igor Filic, Juve, Croatian. Czech Mendy, Senegalese. Bjorn Lang, Bayern Munich, German. Luis Bartolome, Bayern Munich, Argentinian. Jeremy Filipino, France. Pedro Henrique Macedo, Brazil. Hermenegildo Santos, Netherlands. Mark Bryant, PSG and England. Javier, Spanish. Jamie Madge, English. Mohamed Diallo, France. And now we're getting into the mid-170s, and I think we're going to call it there for this juncture. But look at this. Players in the 170s are going for prices that players in the 185 plus region should have gone for in a different database, in a different world, and in a different lifetime. In terms of Copa America then, since we were last here, we've had 4 tournaments because we were in 2038, and it's been Mexico beating Argentina, and then Argentina have maintained their dominance in this tournament, really. Getting to the final for 20 years of tournaments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tournaments, 20 years, 5 wins, 1 defeat. Brazil, 3rd place, quite a lot as well. And 2nd place. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Not even the bridesmaid some of the time. What's one down from the bridesmaid? I'm going to Google it. Flower girl? Page boy? Ring bearer? I don't know. Who cares? I thought I cared more. I don't. And well, would you look at that? We're talking about always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Well, Argentina have been pretty dominant, really, especially in the Copa America. They came runner-up in 2038 to Croatia in the World Cup. They've also beaten Brazil in the final in 2046. Brazil losing to England in the final of the World Cup in 2050. France also won a World Cup in 2042, beating Portugal. But Argentina have got 2 World Cups and 5 Copa Americas up to this point, so they are doing very, very well. 2 World Cups for England. Brazil with another 2 runners-up. Not doing great, is it? They're not doing great. In terms of Euros, well, we've had Portugal, Germany, England and Netherlands winning, and France have come runner-up twice, and so have Wales. So the rogue runner-ups continue. Justin Cliver is the Welsh manager. He's the 14th in the world. Their squad is all right, you know. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It's not, I wouldn't necessarily say it's runner-up World Cup squad worthy, but hey, they've done it 2 tournaments in a row, so they must be doing something right. Look at this, 89 to 267 million for old Chris Banks. 29 years old is at United. 152 appearances in 15 years. He didn't play loads, did he, for a long time. Only broke into the first team in recent memory. So Premier League, it's just been the usual suspects, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. We've seen Bayern Munich have got some of the best players in the world, and it does look like Bayern Munich have probably nicked the most Champions League just at a glance. I'm not going through the whole thing. Let's see how many tournaments, let's see how many Copa Libertadores has been. None. Right, what's happened? What's happening? Look at this. When was this? 21st of January 2053? It was happening. 2052. There's games happening. Look at this. 2051. The season preview. No award winner since 2025. So, God knows what's happening. It's just not registering. What can we do? Right. On we move. 2068. This video's rumbling on. Back with the shortlist. Oh, and we've only got 1 player above. Not even above 180. In the 180s, it is literally 180. It is Yaya Menzan for Bayern Munich, wanted by Real Madrid, signed for 40 million from Porto, and he's the best player in the world. He's a striker, he's an Ivory Coastan, and he's got 42 and 51. We've got Phil Jennings at 179 playing for Liverpool. He came through the youth academy, and he's a brilliant talent as well. Bernd Storas. That's got to be a wind up. Bernd Storas. Like, remove the T in the surname, and it's basically burnt sore arse. Had a curry last night, did he? I've got no words for this. I've generally got no words. Is that real? Because obviously, some of the regen names, if you don't know, there's certain regen names that you might see across different save games, and that's because a lot of the staff that work behind the scenes of Football Manager, they have like this thing called Facing the Game, where a lot of their real names will be in the game as regenerated players, and usually I think those kind of people usually have a semi-decent ability and current ability and potential ability, because it'd be a little bit of a kick in the dick, wouldn't it, if you came through as a regen and your current ability and potential ability was like 80. You'd be like, oh, great, cheers. But I've got no basis, I've got no knowledge of whether that is actually the case. I'm just assuming that they've got a semi-decent ability. But this guy, is this a real name? If this is a real name, then I apologise for going on about it for so long, but it's literally burnt sore arse with a T in there. Just to make it sort of somewhat borderline acceptable. £100 million to Bayern Munich to Real Madrid from Bayern Munich anyway. George Motta, Bayern Munich, goalkeeper, Colombian. Takayoshi Shiotsu, Manchester United. £69 million from Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are hoovering up wonder kids and selling them on for a profit. Bayern Munich must be absolutely raking it in. £389 million in the bank. No finances to sort of delve into and speak of, unfortunately. Which is a good split of players here. I mean, we've got England have got a 3 in the top page, really. Spain have got a couple. There's Senegal. Where is Senegal in the world ranking now? They're down in 12th. They're still making a bit of a play for it. Wales are up in 7th. Mexico in 6th. Belgium in 8th. Croatia in 9th. Morocco in 10th. Ghana and Senegal there as well. There's Italy down in 14th. Germany in 23rd. Netherlands in 28th. God, he's all gone Pete Tong down here. Can you believe it? England's still top of the pile. And that's because they've just obliterated the Euros. We were last here in 2053. So we've had 3 tournaments since, and England have won all 3. Germany, Wales and Belgium, the victims. And then the World Cup, we've got our first rogue winner. And it's Ireland. The Republic of Ireland in 2058 have won the World Cup, beating Ghana in the final. Argentina 3rd. We've also Portugal beating France in 2054, Argentina 3rd again. Brazil beating Italy, Argentina 3rd. England then beat Wales in the final, so Wales once again getting to a final and making a good showing of themselves, but no cigar. Now England, their team has got quite a lot of players in the 170s and 160s, so you expect them to do well. But the youth rating is still at 1, so this just goes to show how long it could potentially take for your youth rating to increase in your save games. Look at Brazil, because Brazil's loaded. Brazil's up at 7, so maybe you've got to have the leagues loaded to be moving up. But we are, what? How many years is this? 45 years in, and it's gone up to 7. Who's going to have a season? Who's going to play a save game for 45 years? Not many of you. Some will, and you'll be nutters. Copa America then, USA, and then 2 more for Argentina. So they are still keeping a bit of a stranglehold on this tournament. We have a Champions League, and yeah, it's getting much for muchness. No one really outside the ordinary. FC RB Salzburg actually getting to the final against Manchester City. Other than that, not a lot happening. We're moving on another 15 years now to 2083. And as you can see there, just shy of 10 hours simulate time. Again, no one over 180. 2 at 180. Uruguayan Ignacio Pereno for PSG, signed for 1.6 million from Defensor Sporting. What a steal that was. Mazinho for Barcelona, 18 million from ATM. And then Bayern Munich have got 2. You've got Javier Salguero at 179. They've got Ali Tanjigora at 178. And then there's Adrian Peleo at United at 178. All Spanish. So I'm thinking Spain are probably going to have won a few tournaments in the last 10 years, because these 3 are all 30 and 31 respectively. So they've been in the international setup for probably a good decade. Then we've got Argentina. We've got Mariano Cordoba, who's also at Barcelona. £99 million signing from Borussia Dortmund. A Japanese player, Kazuma Yoshizawa, £130 million from Salzburg. Wow. Marcel Hake, Dutch, centre-back. Kim Bong-jin, Korean. Mario Marcaccio, Italian. And they're just down in getting mid to low 170s now, and it's not It's just not happening, is it? Spain are ranked second in the world behind Brazil. England are down in fourth. We've got, look at this, Wales up in eighth. Quite a lot of action in here for some of the leagues loaded, but Senegal in fifth. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? That's insane. So in the last few years, we've got, where were we last here? 68. So Argentina beat the Ivory Coast in the final of the World Cup. So another tournament win for Argentina. Then Brazil won a World Cup in 2074. They're second of the experiment, I think. Then back to run-ups for Brazil. 2 runner-ups in a row. First to Spain, then to Germany. And then, wow, Scotland have won the Euros in 2068. I'm sure Big Ralph wasn't still in charge. Resigned after 10 years to... He was in charge at Scotland 10 years to the day and left. Decade of his life. Spain beat Italy, then Spain lost to France, and then Belgium have just beaten Scotland in the most recent season. Brazil have taken a Copa America, beating Colombia in 2076, but again, all the other tournaments, I think the other 3 that we see there, have all been Argentina. What is it with Argentina and getting a stranglehold on this tournament? Their generated players is up at 8, but they're not loaded. So I'm a bit confused as to what's going on there. We have a Champions League, nothing really to report. Still nothing for the Copa Libertadores. The Asian Nations Cup is, yeah, it's just the usual sort of teams. You know, South Korea, Australia, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Thailand, all winning it in recent memory. Okay, on we move again. Whoa. Giovanni Grisales, £141 million from RB Salzburg, 197. You always get an anomaly, and he is that anomaly. Colombia, their generated players are up at 4. Chances of generating him are probably quite low, but they did. We've got a few over 180 as well. We've got Franciano Glombard, French. We've got Brenton Sarrell, Liverpool. Signed for free from Zurich a few years ago. Carlos Alexandre at Real Madrid, £35 million from Celtic. Good signing for Celtic. The 650k Celtic paid, so yeah, very good signing. Now to Carlos, another Brazilian. Brazil. £59 million from SK Beveren. Brazil have got 4 of the top 8 players. So I'm expecting big things. I'm expecting big things from them. We've got a Belgian here, Olivier Biesmans. I wonder if Brazil are generating more players because I've got them loaded. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not too sure about that. Another one from Salzburg, Ribeiro Nachtigal, 114 million. Insane. Salzburg have all the players, don't they? 2 PSG here. We've got a French and a Belgian. We'll look at tournaments. The World Cup then, and we were last here in 2083. So England have won 2 and Belgium have won 1. Belgium runner-up to England in the 2090 tournament. No one better to win, beating the Ivory Coast in 2094. England beat Chile in 2086, if anyone cares. Euros, it's been England and Spain, back to, alternating. England, Spain. France runner-up 3 times in a row. That's got to hurt France. That has got to hurt. Devoed. And the Copa America, Brazil have actually won against Argentina in 2096. Chile won a couple, and Argentina won against Brazil in 2092. So since we last here, Brazil have come runner-up twice and won once. Third the other time. They've got some of the best players in the world, so really they should be going on a bit of a tear, and they should be winning the World Cup and the Copa America, maybe for the next decade. So let's go through to 21-13. We're on the home stretch, closing in on the end date of this experiment. We're back reverting to type. We've got one player at 180, a Swiss. It's David Mendy. Go on, Dave. Playing for PSG. We've got Efren at Liverpool, Wayne Wright at Arsenal, Kevin Fernandez at Adrionians in the Cinch Premiership. Adrionians. Excellent facility. They've won the Premiership. They've won. Back here, it's mainly been Celtic, though. But one of the best players in the world, so fair play to them. Thomas Webb, another Englishman. We've got 3 English and 3 Spanish in this top sort of echelon of players. 2 Brazilians as well. So that could be very interesting on the international scene. Let's go and have a look. Belgium have won 2 and come runner-up once. England beating Romania. 3 in a row runners-up for France. 4 in 5 as well. That's awful. Scotland run-up to Belgium in 2104. Spain beating Belgium most recently. And the World Cup, well, I said Brazil should win the World Cup for the next decade. Well, they didn't do that, but they did win the next 2. They won the 2098 one and the 2102, beating Uruguay and Austria respectively. Argentina run up to Belgium in 2106. So Belgium are doing so well internationally, I think, because they've got their league loaded. I do have a suspicion that that is definitely going to be the case. And then France beat Spain in the most recent season. 2 third places for Brazil in a row. Let's go and look at the Copa America. See, that's disappointing. They'd won it in 2096. They then won it again in 2100, and they should have kicked on. But no, 2 runners up in a row to Uruguay and Argentina. Then Uruguay and Argentina duked it out, and Brazil didn't even get 3rd place. Not even got a mention up here. Mental. Well, this is where we got to last time, and I think we'd proved the point. aren't we? So I'm going to go to the end of where we're simulated. We are going to miss a generation of players because I think it's like 2050-ish. But I just want to see the lay of the land and tournament wins. I think apart from once, we've seen no player over 190. But other than that, we've not seen players go over 185, have we? It's been mainly 180 or lower. Let's go to the end anyway. It was 2154, so that's 131 years into the future. So, yeah, a lovely round figure, as you can tell. Despite the fact we want to check in on that, we are going to check on the shortlist. And again, look at this. Colin Massey, Northern Irish for Inter Milan, 180. And just all players in the 170s. And it's spread around quite a lot as well. It does feel very, very different. What's the generated players saying for Brazil? They're up at 16 now in 130 odd years. They are ranked first in the world. Let that be known. Let that be known. And the World Cup, well, we were last here in like 2113, was it? So we've had Argentina 3 in a row for Spain, England 2, Chile, Uruguay, and Brazil most recently. Euros, well, Spain have won quite a lot. Spain have done very well. France have won a couple. England have won a couple. Croatia beat Portugal. But for me, it's all about Spain. Spain have done brilliantly in this experiment. And Wales, of course. Wales have been that sort of weird outside chance team. League's not loaded and they've just taken an opportunity. Copa America, Brazil with 2, Mexico with 2, Argentina with so many. Uruguay with a few. It's just Argentina for the Copa America. They won 31 in their history. 15 of them were before the experiment and 16 have been inside this experiment, which is a bit mad, to be honest, considering that Brazil have only got 14 in total and 9 of them were before this experiment. So only 5 they've won in this experiment, whereas Argentina have won 16. And so anyway, that is basically it. We're going to look at Colin Massey, the Northern Irish fella who is the best player in the world at current juncture. £39.5 million from Bayern Munich. What did we learn from today's experiment? Well, low generated players did result in low generated players. There was not that many good players to choose from. Prices did not reflect that. I feel that you can probably get those kind of prices for those kind of players or end up paying those kind of prices for these kind of players. Because I've not seen any transfers of 200 million plus like we do with Jude Bellingham, Lamine Yamal, and a few other players. I can't think off the top of my head now, but there's a few other players, Vinicius Jr. as well. There's a few players where the big clubs will come in and they'll spend massive. So the prices did not get proportionately bigger, even though the supply and demand, if there's not that many good wonder kids, you have to pay a premium for someone who is probably above average at best, at what like a 176, like a 175. Like, it's great. You don't want to be paying £150 million for him. But I feel like in this universe, you probably should have done. But I can't enforce that. I just go by what the AI does. I had a good time making this one. I think there's more to do with these max and min youth ratings and stuff. But exactly what, I don't know. So do let me know in the comments what you think I should do next in terms of some of these kind of experiments. But other than that, yeah, subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that jazz. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I've enjoyed making it. I think it's been quite interesting. Take care. I'll see you soon.